Okay, so that doesn't count. Other than that, have you had a girlfriend?
I've been through more global pandemics than I have had girlfriends.
It's time for the Garage Boozing Podcast.
What's up, nerds, and welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. I'm your host, the man with absolutely no plan, the Chase with the face for radio, Chase Shurga. Both of them are making a return on the Garage Boozing Podcast for the second time. We've got Shawnny V, Shawn Van Vranken, and we've got JRod, JRod Ostrander. And we have one hell of a conversation for you, let me tell you that. Wait till you see these ignorant arguments that Shawn tries to have with me. By the way, I win every single one because I just don't lose. But I'm very thankful that both of them came back on the podcast. It was a fantastic conversation. This thing goes all over the place, and you guys are going to love it. Trust me. If you like to hear some bickering back and forth, this episode is for you. So, folks, you know what time it is. It's time to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, crack open a cold one, and if you're really feeling fruity, take a shot. Why not? Because this week's episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. Today we are joined by two very special guests. To my right, your left if you're watching on YouTube, JRod, a.k.a. JRod Ostrander. To my left, to your right if you're watching on YouTube, Shawnny V, a.k.a. Shawnny Mac, a.k.a. Shawn Van Vranken. Guys, welcome back to the show. It's both your second time being on the show.
Hopefully not the last.
Definitely not the last. Absolutely not. And I mean, the only reason Shawn's here is because I had to scramble to find a second guest at the last moment. So, like, Shawn, welcome back, buddy.
Thanks, Daddy.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I know, you usually have a very creative response.
He does kind of look like you're a legitimate kid.
No, you know what he looks like? You ever seen
Dad?
No, you ever seen Saved by the Bell? You know that one cast member that they don't invite back? What's his name? Screech.
Screech.
Yeah.
Well, he's on marriage boot camp or like crack boot camp, some kind of boot camp where they like.
Right. So Shawn looks like Screech.
Dustin Diamond.
Dustin Diamond was, how old was he when in Saved by the Bell? Probably like
as someone who lived
teenager.
through the '80s, I don't know.
Okay, well, you didn't live through
Exactly.
That's okay, Chase. I have more of a chance with Kelly Kapowski than you will ever have.
That's absolutely not true.
Bullshit.
Shawn, who's the I don't even know the actor behind that, but if she was
Actress, but
sure. If she was looking at me and she was looking at you, the only way that she could possibly pick you is if she was looking at us blindfolded and had to pin the tail on the donkey and accidentally took the thing and went boink on you. That's the only other way. If her vision is 100% there, Shawn, I 100% win that battle. And I'm ugly.
He's ugly.
you're not wrong. You are ugly.
Correct.
Neither of you know what that poor girl would want. She doesn't want anything to do with either of you.
You're probably right. But if it
100%.
was me, her, and Shawn left in the world, and she had to reproduce with one of us.
I feel bad for the human race.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. We're gonna
Feel
have
bad.
the humans are gonna get way uglier than they've ever been, but like I'm gonna win that race. Yeah. It's me, Shawn, and Kelly Kapowski left on the earth.
Yeah.
And we have to save the world. We got to reproduce.
I think she would probably
just off herself, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Like I'm putting myself in her shoes.
She's like, oh, I'm fucked.
And that's what I would do if I were her.
I love that. You know, I couldn't blame her either. Goddamn.
Yeah, exactly.
She'd be fucked after a night with me, baby.
Edit that out. Future Chase.
Shawn, have you ever had a girlfriend?
Yes, I have.
When?
Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That's copyright.
Okay, what, third grade?
7th.
Okay, so that doesn't count. Other than that, have you had a girlfriend?
I've been through more global pandemics than I have had girlfriends.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink to that.
Oh, God.
He's drinking to it too, so.
What do you say to that?
I haven't said anything.
I've been through more global pandemics than I've had girlfriend. Okay, touche to you, Shawn. That was good. Good for you. Oh, boy. All right, one question I have here.
Yeah.
Jared, you ever been to Chicago?
Never.
Okay.
They got weird hot dogs there.
They do. They don't put ketchup on it. I asked
They
for
put pickles.
Weird shit, dude.
Weird shit.
I
don't trust cities that put pickles on hot dogs.
Dude, I was downtown Chicago. I just wanted a hot dog.
I love you, Kyle. I love you,
No,
Mike.
I love you, Kyle and Mike. You guys are fucking weird though, because
Yeah.
I'm with them.
Weird area.
I want a hot dog with ketchup, and it's like unheard of. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, "What? You want ketchup on a hot dog?" I grew up with hot dog and ketchup. What do you mean? All right, but anyway,
Touche.
my question is here is, so we're from New York.
Yeah.
We're not from New York City. New York pizza,
Yes.
I love. But the best New York style pizza I've ever had is in the city. Love New York City pizza.
Yeah.
I've been in New York City.
The best pizza.
I've been in New York City. I've been to Chicago. Uno, deep dish, whatever, blah blah. Doesn't compare.
It's not
but
pizza, it's a
even
pie.
real Chicago pizza does not compare to New York City pizza. It's like two different things. There's a casserole. I'm not saying that Chicago pizza isn't good. Chicago deep dish is great, but it's more of like a casserole versus like an actual pizza. I think New York City, like crispy, like no flop.
I think you got to eat with a fork and knife. The other one.
Of course, right.
Like, it's
So I posted a thing, and Sean's response is, Chicago deep dish is way better than New York City, blah, blah, blah. You know what my response was? What was my response, Sean? Have you ever been to Chicago?
No, I have not been to Chicago.
There you go.
So it means nothing.
It doesn't mean
So
anything. He just wants to say the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about Sean. He loves to argue. If you like something, Sean's going to say the exact opposite just to disagree. Just like Ricky Buser.
Ricardo Buser Jr.
Yeah, what's your rebuttal, Sean? Yeah, the only reason you said Chicago pizza's better is because I said that New York pizza's better.
Actually, no. Even if you said Chicago pizza was the best pizza, I would have actually agreed with you.
You've never been to Chicago!
So, I admit, I've never been to Chicago. I've only had a Chicago style, which it's not even close.
You go to Uno and they microwave the shit, dude.
However, I still like a more doughy pizza than what a New York style provides.
So go to Domino's.
So,
And-
no, hold on. Detroit style pizza is one of my absolute favorites.
Have you been to
I
Detroit?
was about to say,
No.
it's Sicilian. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's
doughy.
not.
Oh, it is. A dough. I work at a
Sicil-
pizza place. A Sicilian pizza is doughier than a deep dish pizza, and a Sicilian pizza is certainly almost as thick as a Detroit style pizza. I know a Detroit style pizza is like cakey, thick, those little pepperonis that curl up. That's Detroit style, and it is
Yes.
thick, but so is Sicilian. It's a cakey pizza, and it's
But Sicilian is not as thick. It's
no,
not
it
as
is.
cakey.
No, it is. It's supposed to be. You had bad Sicilian.
And see,
pizza.
this is why Sean's
He
ignorant.
had one Sicilian pizza that was
And-
bad. He had a square pizza, and you're like, oh, it's all Sicilian pizza.
So I'm ignorant.
No,
when it
I know not all square pizza is Sicilian pizza. I'm not an ignorant fuck.
Okay, so can we just agree in the fact that Sean's ignorant by saying Chicago or Detroit is better than New York City pizza because
I mean,
he's
everyone's entitled to their opinion.
but he's never been to the other places and had their true pizza. There's one I can't say shit about Detroit style pizza because I've never actually been to Detroit.
Well, that's true. I've
and I've
never
never
been-
had the pizza.
Well, I've had like a version of it.
Right, but
But like
that's
I
what
haven't been to a place in Detroit to have it, which is I don't act like I've had it like in that sense.
Right.
But I know what it is.
Dude, Joe Schmo down the road could open up a Detroit style pizza place and have Detroit style pizza, but
you
it's
just
not
moved here from Detroit.
correct. But it's not the same if you're in Detroit. You're in the city of Detroit and actually go to a well-known pizza place there. Just like people don't understand, like Giovanni's we have around here. Oh, New York City pizza? No, absolutely not. Like New York City pizza, you don't have the true thing until you go to New York City. You don't have Chicago deep dish until you go to Chicago, and you don't have Detroit style pizza unless you go to Detroit. And I've never been to Detroit, so I have no opinion on the matter. All I know is I've been to New York City. I've had many good pizza places. I went to Lou
What else-
Malnati's.
What other results did you get on this pizza poll?
This wasn't a poll. This was just an argument between me and Sean.
Really?
I posted a little pizza map, and this asshole tried to tell me that Chicago deep dish was better.
Sean,
And I'm like, Sean,
I'm trying to help you out here,
Yeah,
but now it seems
yeah.
like you brought this on yourself.
absolutely. What Chicago pizza have you ever had? If you're gonna say just Uno, I'm gonna slap you in the head.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just Uno. Okay,
I
don't
have-
even say it.
Hold on, no. I've had actually a Chicago style from Brooklyn Pizzeria.
What's the start of that name? Where does that name start?
Yeah, Sean.
Where does that name? It's what?
Lie there.
What pizza?
You don't have a pizza lined up?
He
Lie.
said Brooklyn.
Lie.
You know what, guys? You know what? I am an ignorant fool.
All right, take a shot.
Damn.
All right, folks, it's time for a small little break here because I have to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Draft Top. What is Draft Top, you ask? Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question, so let me tell you. Draft Top is this cool little tool right here if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening and not watching on YouTube, then you just got to hear me talk about it. But it is this cool little tool in my hand. It's a cool little bar tool. You take this Draft Top tool, you open it right up, stick it right on the top of your beer can, and then you give it a slight little squeeze here, add some friction, I like to call it. And you go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, make a full spin, bam. The top of your beer can pops off, and guess what? Your beer can just became a cup. Pops the top of your beer can right off, makes for a much easier drinking experience. You can slug your beer right down. You can smell the aroma of the alcohol. All around better drinking experience. And guess what? I want you to have one. You want you to have one. Draft Top wants you to have one. How do you get one? All you have to do is go to www.drafttop.com and use promo code 10% garage boozing for 10% off your very own Draft Top. That's right, 10% off drafttop.com using promo code 10% garage boozing. That is 10PERCENT garage boozing at checkout for 10% off site wide. All right, back to the show. Oh, actually, so this is a completely sideways conversation here, like completely unbelievable. So the other day, as we know, last Saturday, my 27th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Man.
Old man, I know. I left my mid-20s, entered my late 20s. I don't like to talk about it. Does make me sad. But there was one post on Facebook that stuck out on my mind. And that post was JRod, my father, who was just on last week's episode, decided to comment on my Facebook, and he said, "Happy birthday to the best son I could ever ask for." Dad, what kind of crack are you smoking to say that I am the best son that you could ever ask for? Listen, I know you love me and you got to be nice to me, but like,
you don't got much competition.
well, I mean, I got Sean over here.
I was going to say, what do you mean?
Sheesh.
Actually, you're right. I have
You
no,
don't like-
no competition. You're right. The
What do you mean?
competition doesn't exist.
What do you mean?
Ray actually definitely prefers Sean.
I was going to say, I'm better.
100%.
I'm better looking. I'm smarter. I'm more intelligent.
I don't think any of those things are true.
I got the triple package.
You don't, though. The only thing you have is that you look more like my dad, which makes zero sense to me.
Honestly-
Because everyone says I look like him, but you do kind of look a little more than him. I'm more like him, sure. But like the smartness, the looks, none of that you have.
Honestly, I'm a best in the business. Like Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Okay, I appreciate the wrestling reference.
I don't know these
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Jared
I don't
doesn't-
know.
She's a dentist on her part-time dentist, full-time wrestler.
Oh, I got a dentist appointment tomorrow.
I love the dentist. You like the dentist? I love the dentist. I love having my teeth clean. My favorite.
Fuck the dentist.
My appointment
Unless it's
is that
Dr. Britt
tooth
Baker.
30.
her teeth.
2:30, of course. What were we just talking about? We were talking about something like 2 seconds ago.
JRod, being on crack and wishing you happy birthday.
Oh yeah, like Dad. Listen, I understand that you love me and you care about me, but like, if I'm the best son you could ever ask for, I'm sorry.
Big Daddy Ray,
Don't- so-
if you're seeing this,
Nah, dude, you're a good son.
I'm a good son.
You're a good son.
Okay, actually, you know
You're
what?
a good grandson.
he is a good son.
Okay, you're right.
You stayed out of jail.
That's true.
You got
I
a
know.
fucking house.
That's true.
You
Okay.
got a podcast.
I do have a podcast. You know what, Dad? I am the best son you could ever ask for.
there
You're
you go.
fucking right. I mean, effing right. You don't like the F word.
Yeah.
You are so right, Dad. I am the
He's
best
got
son
to
you could ask for.
repost this on Facebook.
Absolutely, you're right. I take that back. I am a pretty good son, and you know what? You're the best dad I could
You
ever
know
ask
what?
for.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason you're such a good son is because he's such a good
I will.
dad.
I will tell you. I think my dad did a fantastic job of raising me. I love my dad to death, and Dad, thank you very much for raising me the way you did. You did a fantastic job. And Kevin, I know you're hearing this. Kevin, I wouldn't be where I am without you today. Do you guys know who Kevin is? You know Kevin?
Yes.
My
It's your
mother.
mom.
My mother.
Yes.
They're like, Kevin? Oh, so your uncle? No, it's my mother. All right, you guys didn't think I was just going to throw one commercial break in there, right? I got to talk about our other sponsor. Hashtag sponsored by Natty. That's right, Natural Light Beer. The king of beers. The top shelf beer. Literally the best beer on the market. Natural Light all day, every day. I'm in. Best beer on the market. And probably one of the most affordable beers on the market. You got to get yourself some Natural Light right now. You can follow them on social media at Natural Light Beer. You can go to their website, www.naturallightbeer.com. See where they're located near you. Grab some Natural Light because guess what, folks? If you ain't smiling, you ain't living. Let's go. All right, back to the show. Are we ready for the next topic?
Depends what it is.
I'm always ready.
All right, so I don't know how much you guys both pay attention to the news or what's going on here, but do you guys see that the monolith that was just in the desert?
Yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Okay, so do you want to explain this or?
There's a big, not really big. There's like a
It's called a monolith. Monolith.
monolith. It's metal. It's this little like. It looks like the Washington Monument kind of.
So it's like a giant metal or something like I don't know if it's metal, whatever it is, but it was
It's a
literally
monolith. Don't you know what a monolith?
No,
is?
I don't. And I asked Luke this the other day.
I do know. It's like a pillar. It's like a pillar.
Okay, so
It's like a structure on its own that is it's one thing. That's why it's mono.
was just placed there.
It was just placed there, but it wasn't just placed.
It's like a reflective thing. Like it's it's metal. Like
do you really want to know what it was?
do you know for sure what it was?
I know. I have 99.9.
Is this a conspiracy theory? Because I'm okay for it.
I think it was just some shitty Instagram artist. Yeah, no, I think it was just some like weird artist who was probably like, I can just make this like really easy structure, and then just like put it in a weird spot and take a picture of it, or if I tell someone about it and they take a picture of it and tell people it'll go viral.
Yeah,
And
but
it
the
did,
way it was found because there was people were flying over it.
supposedly.
So you-
why do you think they're flying over it?
So you think that this guy just like put this thing in the back of a truck and just left?
Yes, I think someone just left it there and said like, "This is where it is. Can you please like take a picture with your drone or some shit?" And yeah, that's what I think happened.
So
I'm very cynical in this type of thing.
I don't know what cynical means.
I am like, I don't think just alien brought this little metal thing and then left and said, "See ya, boys." No, I don't think that happened.
So you think it's just like coincident? Not even coincident.
Not
It's
even
just
coincidence. I think an
It
artist
was just
did
planted there.
Yeah, no, by a person.
So
So
an
probably
art-
has like maybe less Instagram followers than you. Like that's what I think.
Look, so that's what was in the desert.
I saw that. Yep.
Yes, so it was there for 4 days and then disappeared. No one knows how it got there, and then it disappeared.
I don't think no one knows how it got there. I think multiple people probably know how it got there.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not.
I don't know for sure how it got there.
So, why does the media tell me they don't know how it got there?
Because the media fucking lies to you on a daily.
There you go, Sean.
I know.
There
You go. There's something we can agree with.
There we go,
Yeah,
Sean.
I was feeding you that one, and you took that thing right through a straw.
Bam.
So that was good. You
Bam.
notice how I was feeding that to him, right? I was like, oh, why would the media do that? Yeah.
But
They never lie.
let's be honest, that could be photoshopped, like most girls'
No,
OnlyFans.
no, that's
It's not
Photoshop.
Photoshopped.
It's not Photoshop.
No, there was a bunch of explorers on YouTube and shit that
It
walked
was
up
on.
to
It was on probably. I don't know. It was on daytime TV, but that like feels like something that like one of those like
No, it was
morning shows. Would be like, did you see the desert?
So-
That's the exact same way you said.
Yeah.
So if I were to post pictures of me looking,
No, not
like
the same thing.
I couldn't Photoshop myself on
Sean.
OnlyFans. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so
No one's saying
everybody at home, I am very sorry. Sean's had one too many beers, so he doesn't exactly know what he's saying at the moment. But Sean, what we're saying is people actually walked up to the structure and like recorded video of them. Like you can't fake it. It was there.
Oh, they touched the butt.
that. Yeah, yes, they touched the butt, Sean.
Relax.
You let him. You made him speechless, Sean. That's
Good.
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 It's good.
I make a lot of ladies speechless too.
Not shocked.
But you said you've seen more global pandemics than you have girlfriends. All right, so I'm going to finish this here with my last question here.
The last one.
Jared, what is your favorite sports memory of all time?
Aaron Rodgers, Hail Mary, Lions game for the win.
Was that Rodgers?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'm a sports fan.
Yeah,
See that?
he
I knew
knows,
that.
he
Yeah,
knows.
Rodgers, yeah. Oops.
There goes
Iconic play.
Yeah.
Very skillful.
Are we talking live sporting event?
You've seen with your own eyes.
Oh wait.
TV.
Does that mean TV? Because
Yeah, TV.
I wasn't at the game.
You don't have to be at the game. Watch it on TV,
Okay.
sure.
I have so many that I could even mention.
Sure, so name one. Favorite of all time.
No.
Can I think about it for a moment?
Sure. My favorite sports memory of all time.
Falling asleep at WrestleMania.
Not falling asleep at WrestleMania, but it is wrestling related because wrestling is a sport. Pro wrestling is a sport. It's on ESPN. So anyway,
It's the best sport ever because it's acting and sport.
sports entertainment.
Yes.
First word, sports. Anyway, has to be when The Undertaker threw Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. First wrestling match I ever saw. Thing was crazy. Back then, like kayfabe was a thing. Like people that don't know what kayfabe mean, kayfabe is like the... back in the day, they used to pretend wrestling was real. Now we all know it's not very real. It's just scripted and very acrobatic. But back in the day, people would be very offended if you pretty much came out and said wrestling's fake. But that's the definition of kayfabe. So back then, kayfabe was live. Now it's not. So when big fans or anybody actually saw The Undertaker throw this guy off the Hell in a Cell. 50-foot drop through a table, boom, teeth through his nose. Shit was crazy. Unbelievable. And that just that changed the world of wrestling forever. But other than that, I don't really know.
So normally, and everybody that knows me, normally I would say Detroit winning the Stanley Cup.
I was
However,
expecting that.
I literally expected that to be your answer.
however, it's not. It is the Valley Cats
Oh, wow. Minor league.
winning the New York Penn League title
Okay.
live in person down in Hudson Valley against Hudson Valley.
Okay, that I'll appreciate.
I was there live in person. It was the most amazing experience I've ever had. Live sporting event.
Nice.
All right, folks. So that's about all the time we have here left on the Garage Boozing Podcast. Thank
It's
you guys.
been wonderful, folks.
It has been wonderful. Wow,
Been a great night.
That was one of my best bickering podcasts. I like that. People like when we bicker.
Best
so that was good.
bickering podcast.
Honestly, if I ever want to bicker and beat someone up, Sean, come to the podcast anytime you want. Because I think tonight I mopped the garage floor with your fucking dome.
I would respectfully disagree.
So you
but
think you beat me in arguments tonight?
I don't think I beat you, but I think it was a neutral draw.
He's going to put a poll up after this.
All right. Well, I love you guys very much. Thank you
Jared,
guys
drink
all
your
for being-
scotch for the podcast
Yeah,
sake.
finish it right on camera. Just hurry up. You're going right home.
You know, at least one sip. One sip.
It's not even that much. Just take the whole thing down the hatch. Just fucking.
I was gonna
send
say,
it.
just take one sip.
Wow. Oh.
There you go. I wouldn't have done it like that, but
So do you guys have anything to say before we send off?
Jared, do you want to go first or?
Yeah. I don't want to go first, actually.
All right, Chase. I really appreciate you inviting me and having me here. I really do appreciate it. You are a fantastic person, and you have been a brother of mine since high school.
All right. So before we let Jared talk here, I just want to let everyone know, and I want to confirm here with Sean. Sean, I've known you for a long time here, almost 10 years. You know I love you to death. So when we bicker back and forth, and I smoke you in every single argument, we all know you don't take it personally. Not a big deal. You can take it. You give it. You do give it. You give it out, and then when you get it back, it's a little like 10 times harder because usually your arguments suck. But you do appreciate a good back and forth, right?
Yes, I do. And look, if you can't take the heat,
Get out of the kitchen.
exactly,
Let's
you
go.
can't be in the
Exactly.
kitchen.
And one thing I'll give Sean has one of the thickest skins I've ever met, and that's
Absolutely.
absolutely true. Because this kid, like, oh my god, he'll like say something and
Tough as nails.
tough as nails, mentally, not physically, but mentally. Yes, this kid can he'll say something and gets just demolished, and he gives no fucks. So Sean, I 100% give you kudos to that. You can definitely take it. You are in the kitchen. You deserve to make me a sandwich. But all right, Jared, what were you saying?
I love everyone. That's all I got to say.
ELE.
ELE.
All right, bitches. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Whew. Shawnny V, I don't care what anyone says. I won every single argument there. You can't beat me. Undefeated in arguments against Sean. But I will give it to Sean. Sean is a shit talker all day. Kid loves to talk shit. His favorite thing is to talk shit. You think one thing, and just because you think that, he's going to argue even though he has no point because he wants to play devil's advocate. And I applaud him for that. And I also applaud him for the fact that he can dish it out and he can absolutely take it. That kid is a stud. Absolute thick skin. And I love having a friend like that I can just argue with. And at the end of the day, you know, we're still friends. Tough love, I like to call it. And a lot of people say he's my little brother, even though he's actually not, but he looks more like my father than me, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So, Dad, if you got something to tell me, now's the time. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this week's episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. And don't forget that the absolute number one way to support the brand, buy some merch. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, you name it, we got it. Available now at www.garageboozing.net. Not .com, because the asshole who owns .com won't sell it to me. And don't forget to follow us on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Just hit that little search bar on whatever podcast platform you're using. Type in Garage Boozing. Bam. Number one, we're there. Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, we're there. And, of course, follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms at Garage Boozing. Stay up to date when we have new episodes launching, information, and of course giveaways, because who doesn't like free shit? I love free shit. Seriously, if you say you don't like free shit, you're lying. And of course, don't forget to follow us on YouTube at the Garage Boozing Podcast. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining me on this Thirsty Thursday. This week's episode was an absolute blast. And well, nerds, I will see you next week. You're all nerds except my dad because he doesn't like to be called a nerd. Nerd.
Ladies, gentlemen, and nerds. Do you have what it takes to be a guest on the fastest growing alcohol chugging and nonsense talking podcast? Well, now is your chance. The Garage Boozing Podcast has new guests every week, and you could be one of them. Just simply log on to www.garageboozing.net. Click the Be on the Show tab and submit your information. It's that simple. Join the Boozement or be a loser. Don't miss your chance because we're taking this to the moon.